make sure that you don't get out of line too much. It's a high wire act.
You know, I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand, and nobody was really bothering to explain it to me.
15 years of freak-out parties. Who do you think went through that? Everybody. They went through that. Now, does it mean they're all complicit in trafficking? No, but they saw stuff.
Never seen like orgy, but Diddy has hit on me at Steve Rifkind. And everybody at the house was gay, but I didn't know it until I really paid attention and looked around at my surroundings. I'm like, oh, shit.
It is sad to see. But, you know, as always, I don't think it's the institution that's at fault. I think it's a lot of the people that get in it. And institutions, good or as bad as the people in it running it, you know. So it's having a bit of a rugged time at the moment. And I think there's going to need to be a house cleaning, and it's going to have to come back to some sort of equilibrium.
Mel Gibson just dropped some major bombshells. He's talking about big-name celebs who have either skipped their town or left the country. Are they running from something? Or is this just another wild Hollywood mystery waiting to be solved? Let's see what we can find. So, first of all, Mel isn't just any Hollywood insider. He's built a rep for calling out the industry's dirty secrets, even when it's cost him personally. He's been vocal about corruption and the dark culture of Hollywood. And while some people have brushed him off as a conspiracy guy, others have started to see how his claims line up with real events.
Who's the person that's number one on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
So, first on the list is none other than Leonardo DiCaprio. He's known for being an environmental activist and a box office superstar. But recently, it's his personal life that's grabbing all the attention. He was recently seen in Rome with his girlfriend, Vittoria Soretti, looking very chill despite all the Hollywood stuff going around. Their strolls through the city might seem innocent, but the timing of his getaway has definitely raised some eyebrows. Let's not forget Leo's past ties to these Hollywood events, like those notorious white parties thrown by Diddy, who's currently dealing with some serious legal issues. These parties are known for being over the top and exclusive, but there are whispers about a darker side to them. While Leo has kept his involvement pretty low-key, people are starting to talk again now that Diddy's in hot water. On top of that, old rumors about Leo's connections to Hollywood's dark side are making a comeback. He's never been directly linked to any scandals, but his associations with Diddy and others who are now under scrutiny can't be ignored. So, is this trip to Rome just a fun vacation for the globe-trotting star? Or is it a smart way to ignore the drama while Hollywood's in chaos? For someone who usually plays the PR game so well, the timing of this escape is definitely interesting. Now let's talk about Kevin Hart. This guy has built a comedy empire, but his recent moves are raising some eyebrows. Just days before Diddy's arrest and all the legal mess, Kevin made a surprising decision to shut down several locations of his vegan restaurant chain, Hart Out.
Hart's vegan fast food chain restaurant has abruptly closed. According to LAeater.com, Hart House shut down all 4 of its locations this week in Hollywood, Westchester, Monrovia, and University Park South.
At first, it looks like a regular business call, but with the timing, it's hard not to wonder what's really going on. Some folks in the industry are speculating that this could mean he needs to save some cash, or maybe wants to distance himself from connections that are starting to look risky. Remember, Kevin has been known to host big Hollywood parties, some of which Diddy is rumored to have attended.
That's what I call it, raw dog. I'm not jumping the tub myself, once everybody moves out.
When asked about his involvement in these events, Kevin's recent responses felt a bit awkward and dodgy, leaving fans and critics curious about what he's really thinking.
Hey, Kevin, when you hosted for Diddy, did you catch any baby oil?
You'll see,
when I hosted for Diddy? Nah?
You asking the wrong person the wrong question. What's your question?
Do you think he's safe in jail?
Wrong person, wrong question. You asked me about bread for me,
Kevin's always been known for his hustle and smart business moves, so why is he pulling back now? Is this a way to cut ties with certain people or protect himself? It's interesting to note that he's been pretty quiet during all the Hollywood scandals, not making any public statements. His silence, combined with these sudden changes, suggests he's taking a step back. With Diddy's arrest bringing more names into the spotlight, Kevin's recent behavior is starting to look more like a calculated retreat than just business as usual. But now, let's talk about the king and queen of silence, Jay-Z and Beyonce. This power couple has really made a name for themselves with their music, and they've managed to stay out of the drama when Hollywood scandals pop up. But their long history with Diddy makes their silence right now pretty hard to overlook.
As a close friend of Jay-Z, what was your reaction to him opening up about his infidelities in the Family Feud video?
Yeah. I mean, that's what music gives you the power to do. And I think that, you know, once you're ready to share it with your fans in the world, then nobody could judge it. You know, they have to accept what it is. And I thought it was dope.
What do for him, Jay?
I want to take him back a little bit.
What's it, man? Put your Rockefeller style in the city, nigga. Put your Rockefeller style in the air.
It's 2020, y'all. Yeah. And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire's lunch.
Jay-Z and Diddy have been friends for decades, working together on music and business projects, and showing up together at all the big events. They've been seen at fancy parties and charity events, looking like the ultimate hip-hop duo. But with all the serious allegations against Diddy piling up, Jay-Z not saying anything is pretty noticeable. For someone as image-conscious as Jay-Z, this silence could be a way to dodge any trouble or just a quiet show of support for a friend in a tough spot. Meanwhile, Beyonce's connection to Diddy is a bit more complicated. She's been seen at some of his wild parties. While her appearances didn't raise eyebrows back then, now they seem pretty huge.
Beyonce, I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020.
Beyonce is all about controlling her image, so her being at any event definitely means something. Does this hint at a connection to Hollywood's shady side, or was she just hanging out with the industry's elite? What makes this whole situation even more interesting is that both Jay-Z and Beyonce are keeping quiet while other celebs are rushing to take a stand. Is this a smart move to protect their empire, or is there something more going on? Given their history with Diddy, their silence feels intentional. And then there's Jennifer Lopez, the ex who just can't seem to stay out of the headlines.
You look in the ocean, you see two people floating. You can only pull up one because that's how much room you have on your raft. You look in the ocean, you see Ben Affleck, and you see Diddy. That's it!
Jennifer Lopez and Diddy's relationship in the late 90s was pure tabloid gold, but it came with its fair share of drama. One of the biggest moments was the 1999 nightclub shooting in NYC, where both were present, leading to a major legal mess. While Diddy faced the heat, Jennifer distanced herself and eventually left the relationship. Fast forward to now, and her name is back with Diddy because of his past controversies.
Was like his ex-girlfriend, and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Right.
Well, maybe we shouldn't trust her opinion.
With all the allegations against him, she's been pretty quiet. For someone who usually isn't shy about addressing rumors, this silence feels pretty intentional. Her connection to Diddy during one of his craziest periods could make her a key player in this situation. Plus, Hollywood insiders have also talked about what she might know regarding Diddy's parties.
Know this guy right here is your biggest fan from the Bad Boy era. You and Mace are his heroes, okay? It's like every party we do, anything we do is like, put on Puffy and Mace. Put on Puffy and Mace. So you're going to have to do one of those joints.
Yeah. Okay, so what song you want to hear, A-Rod?
No Money, No Problem? Anything with Mace in it. Anything with Mace in it.
Give me your top two. Mace, More Money, More
you.
Problem. We gonna go Money.
Know this.
Now, let's get into Mel Gibson's claims. So, according to reports, Gibson's hinting that a bunch of big-name celebs are suddenly jetting out of the country or going off the radar. He hasn't named everyone directly, but his accusations seem to line up suspiciously well with stars like Leonardo DiCaprio and Kevin Hart, who've been making some secret moves amid all the drama surrounding Hollywood's elite. DiCaprio's been spotted living it up in Rome, and Hart's been making some interesting business choices. Gibson thinks these moves might be more than just coincidence. They could be smart reactions to a bigger reckoning happening in Hollywood, especially with Diddy's legal mess making headlines. Gibson's also suggested that some of these stars are trying to dodge the legal and moral crisis hitting Hollywood. While he hasn't directly linked these disappearances to Diddy's situation, the timing is definitely raising eyebrows.
They won't even give me a permit for the parties, man. They don't want me to throw the parties no more. But we ain't gonna stop. We gonna keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life. You're gonna hear about my parties. They're gonna be shutting them down. They're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we wanna have a good time, you know.
Diddy's been a controversial figure for ages, with talks going around about secret parties and his alleged behavior. If Mel Gibson's right, it sounds like some of Hollywood's elite are scrambling to cut ties with him and the whole culture of excess he represents. But why is Mel speaking out now? Some people think it's because things are changing in Hollywood. For someone like Gibson, who's been on the outside looking in due to his own controversies, this might feel like the perfect time to call out what he sees as a toxic culture. Whether he's after justice, revenge, or just wants to be heard, his comments are definitely making waves. And if you think this is just about parties and vacations, think again. There's a lot more going on.
I don't know if guys have noticed this, like a lot of ladies drink water at parties. They
Right.
just, you know, so you have, if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta
right.
keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
The celebrity world is like an exclusive club that thrives on loyalty and silence. The similarities to past scandals are hard to ignore. Just look at Jeffrey Epstein's secret network or Harvey Weinstein's history of wrongful behavior, which was hidden for years. These scandals have shown us that when powerful people band together, it can take ages for the truth to come out. Mel Gibson's claims, along with Diddy's recent legal troubles, suggest we might be seeing the start of another big scandal. What sets this apart, though, is the scale. Unlike the Weinstein scandal, which was mostly about the film industry, this seems to reach across music, film, and even politics.
You seen it, Marvin. You
Marvin
seen
Marvin
it.
seen it.
Marvin seen it.
Tell him who it is.
Hey, man,
Marvin.
tell him who it is. I wish
Nice.
we still trying to find out who was in this Pimp C tape.
All I can tell you, there was a famous R&B chick, and it was a guy that was getting money at the time. And, you know, Pimp, he used to be in the studio. And every now and then he'd have a camcorder, so he was able to get some footage. And he wanted to do something with the footage, but I don't know why he didn't do nothing with it, but if I could have got a hold of that tape, I'd be a billionaire, man.
The connections between celebs, their lavish lifestyles, and the darker side of Hollywood hint at a much bigger issue. And it's not just about individuals, it's about the whole system. Hollywood has always been good at crafting stories to protect its stars. But as the fans get more skeptical, and social media makes it harder to keep secrets, the cracks in this system are starting to show. This is where the reckoning comes in. Stars who once seemed untouchable are now facing questions, and the culture of silence that protected them is beginning to crumble. The patterns are clear. History shows that the higher they climb, the harder they fall when the truth comes out. So, will Hollywood finally learn from its past mistakes? Or are we in for another round of scandals and cover-ups? As more names come to light, the question isn't just who fled, it's who will face the consequences.
Everybody just ran away from Diddy because of the allegations, right? The spotlight he got on him. But remember when he had the other spotlight, everybody that was at his parties, everybody that was hanging out on, all them niggas was allegedly.
The FBI is creating troubles in Hollywood, and rumors are flying that more arrests could be on the way. Diddy's situation might just be the start, with talks about other big names in Tinseltown suggesting this could get way bigger than anyone thought. If these accusations keep piling up, we could see a major shift in who holds the power in Hollywood. Just picture it. A-list stars who used to seem untouchable might have to deal with some serious issues or even legal trouble. This could kick off a whole new era where the industry either cleans up its act or faces even more heat from fans and critics. People are already talking about who else might get caught up in this mess. Insiders and whistleblowers are starting to speak out about the darker side of Hollywood, and the fallout could lead to a big cultural change. A person commented saying, "If anyone flees the country to avoid being arrested, property and bank accounts should be frozen for 1 year, then forfeited to the state." Another one added, "Jail time for everyone involved. No more sweeping this crap under the rug." So, are these celebs actually guilty, or are they just trying to avoid the upcoming troubles? You be the judge and share your thoughts in the comments.